Once upon a time, in a coastal town that would become modern-day Mombasa in Kenya, a formidable fortress known as Fort Jesus stood as a sentinel of history, bearing witness to the ebb and flow of power, trade, and cultures that shaped the region. This is the story of Fort Jesus. Chapter 1: Birth of a Fortress. In 1593, when the Portuguese, led by Dom Jeronimo de Azevedo, arrived on the East African coast, they quickly realized the strategic importance of Mombasa's natural harbor. To protect their interests and maintain control over the vital Indian Ocean trade routes, the Portuguese began construction of a fortress. Chapter 2: The fort takes shape. The construction of the fort was a formidable feat. Massive coral stones were quarried from the surrounding area, and the fort was designed in the shape of a man, with a head, arms, and legs. It was an imposing structure, designed to withstand both attacks from the sea and on land. Chapter 3: Portuguese Dominion. For nearly a century, Fort Jesus served as a symbol of Portuguese dominance in the region. It housed soldiers, provided a base for naval operations, and controlled the lucrative trade routes that connected Africa, India, and Europe. The Portuguese ruled with an iron fist, using the fort to maintain their grip on the region. Chapter 4: The Omani Era. In 1698, the fort's fortunes took a dramatic turn. The Omani Arabs, under the leadership of Yusuf ibn Ahmad al-Kaunayn, captured Fort Jesus after a prolonged siege. This marked the beginning of the Omani era in Mombasa, during which the fort was repaired and expanded. It became a center for the Omani Sultanate's activities on the East African coast. Chapter 5: British Interlude. During the 19th century, the British took a keen interest in East Africa and sought to establish their influence in the region. After a series of negotiations and conflicts, the British temporarily occupied Fort Jesus in 1824, but later withdrew. The fort remained under Omani control until 1887, when it was leased to the British East Africa Company. Chapter 6: Fort Jesus in Modern Times. In the early 20th century, Fort Jesus was transformed into a prison by the British colonial authorities. It remained in use as a prison until Kenya gained independence in 1963. After independence, the fort was preserved as a historical site and a museum, a testament to the diverse cultural influences that had shaped the region over the centuries.